Hello and Satnam, it's me, Shakti Sundari, Satnam. So, I'm really called to make this video today from a place of inspiration and some vulnerability as well. As always, with many of the, almost everything that I ever post or do on Facebook, it comes from this place of something bubbling up from within my being that I feel compelled to share. And this video is particularly aimed at women, but for all really, because it's about speaking to the topic of honoring your knowing and trusting your intuition. And it's really interesting, the moment I had this knowing to share this today and speak to this topic, something popped up, a message from another female teacher and channel who I really admire, that I will share with you as well. Her name is Grace Solaris. But let me just talk to this for a moment. As women and as an embodiment of the feminine, for centuries, the patriarchal system that prevails and that has prevailed has taught us, men and women actually, to deny, disbelieve, ignore, and not listen to our knowing and our feminine wisdom. And part of that feminine wisdom is our deep intuitive knowing of things. Now, everybody has a feminine, everybody has a masculine, so this is not necessarily making that split, which I know some people object to. However, as a teacher of the divine feminine and as embodiment of that, I do believe that women do have a greater capacity as an embodiment of the divine feminine principle for tapping into their womb-based, body-based knowing. This comes from sensation. It comes from a knowing that is not about the rational mind. It's not about mental analysis. It's not about intellectual superiority. It's that kind of statement that we make when we say, I feel that, or I know that, or I sense that. It's the feeling that we get when we're interacting with people of something not being right and our body feels a bit uncomfortable, or we might get a pulsation somewhere around the heart or in our belly. It's having sudden flashes of insight, of seeing images of things that we know are going to happen. It's being able to read somebody's energy field just by looking at them or being in the same room with them, or maybe not even that, sometimes just seeing a picture and just picking up something energetically. These are all aspects of that feminine type of wisdom, of knowing, and of intuition. And when we as women begin to cultivate our connection with the divine feminine and with our embodied awareness and with our true nature as women, these knowings, this wisdom and this intuition grows more strong. It becomes stronger. Hello. Okay, so I'm not saying that men don't have it, but I'm saying that as women, this is more natural and something we can tap into more easily. What has then been happening for centuries around us is that we've been taught to doubt this, to deny this. It's been ridiculed, it's been belittled. We have been taught not to trust it. I'm including myself in that. So for many years, I worked in the business world. I was very smart, and I am very smart intellectually and successful in inverted commas. But whenever I started a sentence with the words, I feel that, people would start to smirk. you know, but actually often I would know the answers to things without needing to do a bunch of market research. I would just intuit. I would just know what was needed in a particular situation. But that type of wisdom, that type of knowing was not really recognized or honored or listened to. And as a woman, of, I'm 53, I have found throughout my life that my feminine type of wisdom and knowing has just simply not been recognized. And even in my last relationship, which was, you know, I was with someone who was a narcissist, they would constantly make me doubt what I knew, what I intuited, what I felt in my body as a truth. So why am I making this today? Well, it just popped up because actually this morning I posted something on Facebook based around a response that I had that came from an embodied intuitive knowing. And then people began to question me and I began to feel really uncomfortable in my body and I didn't quite understand what was going on and I had to go away and process it. And then I figured it out and it was like, okay, it's my knowing is being questioned. And this isn't about my ego. It's not about the need to be right, which is a very different thing and tends to happen more, I find, when people are strongly in their masculine, this need to be right and to assert their right and knowing. And what is really important for me now, having been through what I've been through, is to absolutely trust and honor what I know because my body is telling me it's true. It's because my heart is telling me that it's true. It's because that's all that is needed, is my heart and my body telling me what is true for me. So nobody out there, whatever and whoever they make themselves out to be, can know my embodied experience, can know my truth, can know my knowing, and can question my knowing because it's unquestionable. And I feel this is a really important thing for women to remember, and for men in connection with their feminine to remember to listen to your feminine, listen to her knowing, trust her knowing, cultivate the capacity to hear what she's saying to you, because for many of us that capacity to hear, which means to sense, which means to listen to the heart, to listen to the body, has been numbed out, we've been made to question and to doubt ourselves so much that we can get into this crazy space where the body's saying one thing, the head's saying another thing, and the head's not listening to the heart, and it feels really conflicted inside ourselves. Your heart always knows the truth if you're just able to sit with your heart and with your body and the sensations that you're feeling. They don't lie. And you know, I have suffered the consequences, as have many of you, I am sure, of not listening to my knowing and not listening to my wisdom and not listening to my intuition, feeling out of alignment, feeling wrong inside as a result of that, feeling disempowered as a result of that. And sometimes also I've gone into shadow and then projected my resentment of that onto somebody else. But of course, you know, I am responsible. Nobody else is for my choices, but it is a strong programming to doubt that wisdom, when in actual fact, the most important thing at this time in our society and evolution is to listen to that more strongly than anything. The mind is not capable of getting us out of any situation or changing any situation. It is only in the listening to our embodied knowing and truth, to our inner guru, to our inner goddess, to our inner God. That's where all the truth comes from. It does not come from somebody outside, and it certainly doesn't come from a rational analysis. That's so important for us to know. Somebody's just said to me, I can't read the comments without putting my glasses on. I know, right? It is perfect timing. I had to remember this for myself today, which was why I guess I'm called to share it with you. Just please, please, please listen to your own body, to your own thingies. I don't know what thingies are. I want to read you now, because after I had this, I want to share it. Grace Solaris popped a message up on Facebook, which was like totally confirming. And I want to read this to you. This is Grace Solaris. She's an amazing channel of divine wisdom, right? Please hear this, these amazing words. The calling has gone out from Mother to return to the ways of the heart, to become still, to trust in your heart and listen to your feelings, to leave the rational and give space to your intuition, to trust beyond what your physical eyes can see, to stand your ground without compromise and say no if and when your heart says so. Okay, so this is really important because this morning I wavered because I had said no from a heart place and people outside me were questioning my no and making me out to be not compassionate and making me out to be judgmental. You know, it was a bit of spiritual holier than thou bullshit. Okay, when my heart says no and I listen to it, that is the most spiritual thing I can do. Listening to what anyone else has to say by trying to make me feel bad for owning my truth and saying no. Okay, so, and again, I think this is really important for women particularly to hear, because so often we want to please, we want to make nice, we're afraid of hurting people's feelings, right? Okay, so loving unconditionally does not imply letting others play with you, disrespect you, and use you as a projection screen for their suppressed, denied, wounded self. Giving in and going into resonance out of pity, which I have done many times, which is not the same as love and compassion, does not serve anyone. Rather, showing up authentically as your most powerful version is inviting them to come along. These are not my words. Anyone who's just joining me, I'm reading from Grace Solaris. Whether or not they are ready to this is their choice, and thus not your responsibility. Being true to thyself is holding the space for others to be the same. So you can only ever be true to yourself. Trueness can only be born out of trueness. Pleasing others, really important, is compromising your true self. Time to be 100% true, to feel and act according to your heart intelligence, third eye vision, which is Mother's vision. Be her eyes, be her voice, be her message. So those are the words of Grace Solaris, which came bang on after I had the realization I need to make this video Facebook Live about listening to your knowing and listening to your intuition and listening to your wisdom, which is as valuable as the rational mind. Of course, the two go together. They need to work together, but it's from here that we change things. It's from here that we move things. So don't doubt what you know. Don't doubt what you feel. Don't question what your intuition is telling you. I can guarantee you, myself personally, my intuition, my knowing has never been wrong. And when I've not listened to it, I have regretted it every single time. But the body tells you, because you feel it, it feels out of alignment. That's really, thank you for watching and being here. That's really all I have to say today. It's just that. Just listen to your knowing, listen to your body, trust your intuition, come back to the heart and the body. That is it. This is the wisdom that we as women especially are here to bring, to share, to remember. To keep remembering, say no when you need to, hold that boundary, stay strong, stay true to what you know to be. That's it, my loves. Much love and a beautiful Mary Magdalene feast day today. Sat Nam, many blessings and more soon. Lots of love.